Good morning. Welcome to the beautiful Alexandria Museum of Art. This is the Levy Tai Chi School. I am, of course, Lao Shi Paul Nettles, and it is December the 5th, 6th, 5th. It is a pleasure to be back in the building again. We, of course, had to miss last week. The museum was closed, but the museum is back open again, I think, until close to Christmas. And we'll announce that once we get to it. But I am pleased to be here. The museum is very generous in giving us the third floor gallery for an hour or so in the mornings to have our class. I am deeply in debt to them for that. And of course, the Rapids Regional Medical Center, our gracious hosts and our generous grantors give us a very nice grant to be here and to bring this to you. Every Saturday morning. So, good morning, Shonu. Okay, so we were talking this morning, actually just a few minutes ago, and this ties into what I was going to talk about. George and I were discussing how it seems that this year fall just gave us a break. It said hello and goodbye in the same sentence, and it's winter now. And I was thinking as I drove in, one of my students, we were talking a while back, and they were saying, well, I mean, how do you, why are you still outside teaching class? How can you stand that? And I told her, honestly, good morning, Charlie. I said, honestly, I like the cold. I've always liked the cold. But I like to be able to ease into it. I like there being a fall season where you can wear flannel shirts and blue jeans and be comfortable. And then winter gets here and you're kind of prepped for it. And it seems that this year has just skipped straight from summer into winter. We've got freezing temperatures. I got my plants covered up, all the winter things, and I've had kind of a struggle myself to adapt to the sudden cold. And of course, and I don't know the acronym completely well, so forgive me if I get it wrong, but SAD or SADS, the seasonal affective disorder or depression, affects a lot of people too, because of course the days get shorter and the days get darker. This last week or so when the rains came through and then it stopped and it came back again, we had a number of very gray days in a long stretch, and that was tough on me specifically. I like the outside. I like being outside, and I had a day in the middle of all that where I was so morose and borderline depressed that all I could do was simply sit in the house and just be morose. And it happens to a lot of us. It happens to a lot of folks for a lot of different reasons. The holiday season is very stressful without Corona, and then you put Corona on top of all that, and it gets much worse, and you've got family members you're worried about getting sick, and some folks unfortunately are sick, and all those concerns are in the way. And then you add short days and sudden cold and very little fall.
Exams.
Exactly. Shono just mentioned exams. So your younger folks, the students are struggling through that right now on top of everything else. So it is a tough time. It is a very tough time, and depression is always around the corner. It's always lurking for you, especially if you're prone to it, like some of us are. And I humbly offer Qigong as an answer, a tool. It is not a magic bullet. I have said that many a time. I don't think this is the be-all, end-all to anything. It's simply a tool you can use, something you can put in your arsenal to use against things like depression and monkey mind and lack of physical fitness and all kinds of things. So I would, if I may, strongly suggest, if you know you're prone to seasonal affective disorder, if you're prone to depression, if you're prone to just having a hard time in winter when it gets dark all the time, and it's dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sky stay overcast, for days at a run, and you see no sunshine, and it really kind of wears on you bad. If you practice Qigong, try it in the middle of the day, try it the evening, try it at some point, and you don't need to go through the whole thing, of course. If you find yourself getting into that mindset, into that morose place, and if you've ever been depressed or you fight depression, you know that it tends to be kind of a spiral. You start on one path and your mind begins to kind of circle. You get into a kind of a little vortex where you circle tighter and tighter and you fall further and further, and it's hard to break out. So if you feel yourself getting there, if you feel the weight of exams or the holidays or the family or the weather or the combination of all those, beginning to get to you. You're waking up and you're not waking up easy. You're waking up with a heavy mind. See if you can't stop yourself and say, look, I'm going to try doing draw bow 8 times. Or I'm going to do a couple sows in a row. Or I'll do my Tai Chi form. Or I'll do 1 or 2 I'll do open the gate. We practiced that many times in class before. Those things, those tools, even if you use a part of it, not the whole thing, even a part can help break that spiral out, can get you out of that continuing downward pull, and it will make a difference. It does for me. I know I've had to stop in some days and just say, look, I know where I'm going. I've got to quit this now. But if I don't soon, I won't be able to. I'll get too far down. So I humbly offer that as an option. And if you're a beginner, if you're a regular, if you've been here for years and years, if you've been taking classes since we began, then marvelous, keep going. All you're going to do is keep making it a stronger and more effective tool. That's all you're doing. You're making it better and better and better. You're making your mind more healthy, more resilient, and more able to say, nope, we're going to stop this right now. We're going to refocus on our breathing. We're going to refocus on our flexibility, refocus on my lung capacity, on my blood, whatever you want to focus on, but you'll stop that spiral down into, oh gosh, holidays, dark, winter, family, stress, New Year, oh God, all that stuff.
Not being able to travel to see family.
Exactly. Yeah, like Shanu said, exactly right now, especially not being able to see family. The COVID cases are going through the roof. So it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. So, and that's out there, and you have to deal with that, unfortunately, as a person living in this time. So like I said, we offer this tool as a way to stop that sudden drop as the floor gives out and you start falling. So let us go ahead and begin the form today. If you're a beginner, great. If you're a regular, great. No problems. Focus on your breathing. Focus on here for this half hour or so. Very briefly, of course, tomorrow, our beginner class. If you are a beginner and today looks a little strange, come back tomorrow. There'll be a video, a live feed at 8, a video after that, saved on Facebook, of the beginner class, the foundations class. So you can learn all the specifics, all the little nitpicky things that we take for granted, because right now I have a class of advanced folks. So use that. Start there if you have to. Start somewhere. That's the important thing. The first step is the important one. Then it's just a matter of keeping on walking. All right, let's begin with our first sow. Y'all ready? Find my spot back here. All right. Deep breath. First sow is the good one. I always enjoy that one the most. Lifting the heavens. Stars fall to earth. Breathe in. Lion wags tail. marry heavens and earth and separate heavens and earth. Breathe in. Quan Ti sits on his throne. stamp the earth. One more. Wonderful. Wonderful. If you had joined us at the beginning of the form, at the very beginning you noticed that or at the first sow, I said something about how that first sow is always the best. And obviously that's, on the face of it, it's untrue. All the sows are the same. But we are creatures of habit. That's what keeps us alive sometime. And whether you know it or not, you have certain habits you follow. And we are easily trained in those habits, whether they be positive or negative. Of course, this is a positive habit. We're working on ourselves to improve various things, breathing and calmness and so forth, focus. And it occurred to me, and it occurred to me so strongly this morning again, it struck me just so hard that I had a hard time focusing for the first posture or two, that our bodies learn ahead of time. They learn to anticipate these positive habits. If you've ever had a dog or a cat who got treats on a regular basis, first they learned the treat was good. It was tasty. Then they learned that if you say, sit, or get off that counter, or whatever you say, and they got a treat, they learned that behavior became ingrained. And then they learned that the opening of the cabinet and the rattling of the bag meant a treat was coming, and they would do the behavior ahead of you asking for it. And of course it gets worse and worse until the fact that, my dogs now know that when I get off the couch at 9 o'clock and turn the TV off and turn off the aquarium, it's kennel time, but that means treats. So I can turn the aquarium off in the middle of the day and they're in their kennels waiting for a treat. So in the same way, though, we learned this, and what happened this morning, what happens often, and I just happen to be very mindful of this morning, the mere behavior of me doing a sow, not the whole form, not the whole thing, not the whole half hour, but just me doing a sow, put me in a different place, mentally, physically. I calmed down, my shoulders dropped. I was carrying something in my shoulders and they just dropped off. And my body knew, just because I did that one little simple clap and sow, that something good was coming, something I have done habitually and regularly and find great pleasure and reward in. So we said this morning, talking about depression, if you feel it coming on, that you can play your form, a part of your form, there will come a time, if you practice enough, that a sow will do it for you, may trigger that positive roll, may drag you back out of that vortex. I know if I'm practicing my Tai Chi, if I do open the gate, one posture of 37, one movement of 74, my body immediately goes into what I think of as Tai Chi mode. Low, very slow, a certain kind of breathing, a certain kind of hand movement, and a lot of our Qi, our Qigong-based things. Relaxed shoulders, straight posture, all the things we do here by one simple movement of hands up and down. Take advantage of that. Use that to your advantage. If you sit zazen and you simply breathe and sit while you meditate, you learn very quickly that one breath, one deep, slow breath, like your meditative breathing, will put you in that place. That's why we say practice with this. If you do it once a week, great. If you do it once a day, better. As long as you keep doing it, stick with it, let it become part of you, and then you can trigger that same feeling when you need to most. When you're stuck in traffic and it's Christmas Eve and you've got to buy presents because you forgot something and you're in an absolute panic mode and you're freaking out because you forgot your mask and you're just really wound up, you can sit in your car seat in the middle of traffic and take a deep breath and roll that anxiety back. It is so simple and so effective. It seems laughable it's so simple, but it's that simple. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for my Sangha here for joining me this morning. It's like I said, it's always better when you have a group, and today was very, very nice. Today was very special. To have 3 of my students here and all of us moving through the form was really superb. And you, of course, are welcome anytime you want to join us on Saturday mornings. You are more than welcome. We have ample space. There's probably about 20 feet between Georgia and Patty right now, and Sheldon is a good 20 feet away or so. There's plenty of space here for us to be spread out and still have a number of us here and be safe. Of course, we're masked. The museum's a very safe place to do this. So if you feel the desire to join us again, please do. If you feel the desire to join us for the first time, please do. Beginners are always welcome. It doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the ability, doesn't matter if you've never done anything like yoga or qigong or tai chi ever. You're always welcome to join us here. All right, tomorrow morning, our Back to Basics class, our Foundations class, 8 a.m. Central Time, live feed only. This will go on YouTube shortly. I do apologize. Yesterday I had an issue with the phone and I couldn't save yesterday's video to put it to YouTube, but I don't think many of you are using YouTube, so it's not a huge thing. But if you're missing that one from yesterday, it is here on Facebook. It didn't get to YouTube from a phone issue, but we try to keep that up pretty regularly. And back here again Saturday morning, next Saturday, 10:30. And thank you. Thank you, thank you. As always, please stay safe and be well.